back to another episode of Heart to Palate, and it's yet another recipe for Diwali special called Ulya Naralcha Karanja or Sathyacha Karanja or Gujia. And let's get started. To start with Karanji, I'm going to start making the dough for the outer covering of the Karanji now. So I've taken 2 cups of all-purpose flour or maida, and I've added about 1 teaspoon of salt to it, and I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of ghee or clarified butter. And I'm going to start kneading the dough with just regular water, no lukewarm water or anything. हे आधी नीट लावून घ्या ह्याला छान तूप, and then you start kneading the dough. आणि ह्याचं व्यवस्थित असं एकदम घट्टही मळायचं नाहीये. आणि so now our dough is ready. This is, I'm going to keep it aside for about half an hour. Cover it with a wet tissue or a wet towel or something, and in the meantime we'll make the saran for it. So I have taken on medium flame in a pan the freshly grated coconuts. It's about 2 cups of freshly grated coconut, and I'm going to add the same proportion of sugar because this sugar over here is a little granulated, like not very coarse. So it's 2 cups of sugar also I'm going to add. But before that, I'm going to just saute this coconut for about 2 to 3 minutes just to take away that moisture from that coconut. Now it's been about 3 minutes. You can see if you press it, you should just get that oily thing. That's when you know your खोबरं is भाजलं गेलं असं छान. आणि जास्तही नाही भाजायचं कारण त्याच्यातलं थोडासा ओलसर पण आपल्याला ठेवायचं आहे at the same time. पण थोडंसं भाजल्याने काय होतं मग ते खवट होत नाहीत कारण जास्त दिवस टिकतात. They'll stay fresh longer. Now I've turned off the heat completely. So the coconut has been barely warmed now, if you know. It's not too hot. Wait for maybe few minutes if you want, and then add your sugar. So I'm adding my sugar now, and just stir it well. The gas is already switched off. So I'm going to add the fresh ground cardamom powder, 1/4 teaspoon, about handful of Charoli, and couple of drops of rose essence. That gives a beautiful flavor, aroma to the saran. Even आपण मोदक करतो तळणीचे कधी केले पटकन आपण कधी संकष्टीच्या वेळी, you can always add this rose essence. It gives nice flavor. So just mix it well and keep it aside, and then I'm going to show you the Satha. So now we're going to mix it. So now I've taken about 1 to 2 tablespoons of ghee. Just try to beat it up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of cornstarch to this. So अशा रीतीने आपण तो साठा बनवून घ्यायचा जो आपण आपल्या पोळ्यांवर लाटलेल्या पोळीवर लावून घेणार आहोत. सो त्या रीतीने काय होतं तुमच्या करंज्याचं छानसं पापुद्रे सुटतात आवरणाला बाहेरच्या आणि खुसखुशीत होतात. कारण की ह्या ओल्या नारळाच्या करंज्या कदाचित नरम पडायची शक्यता असेल. बिकॉज ऑफ दिस इट स्टेज लिटल नाईस क्रिस्पियर फ्रॉम आउटसाइड. 3 tablespoons of cornstarch to this, cornflour जे म्हणतो आपण ते, and just try to make a paste out of it, which we are going to apply to the rotis that we are going to make out of that dough that we made for Karanji. गुठळ्या सगळ्या अशा मोडून घ्यायच्यात. Just make sure there are no lumps in it. Form a uniform mixture like that. So this is the dough that we had needed for our karanja. 2 कप वापरलेले मी मैदा ह्याच्यासाठी. ह्याचे आपण आता 6 पार्ट्स करून घेणार आहोत. So we are going to make 6 rotis out of it. Okay. Just make balls out of it and keep it aside. I made about 6 balls out of it. Okay, सगळे एकाच साइजचे आहेत. Keep them covered, the rest of them when you're making the rotis out of first one. Just sprinkle some maida on the surface where you're going to roll it. The reason I've got the cutting board is because our regular part is not that big. The rolling surface that we use to make rotis, it's not that big. So we're going to make thin rotis out of it first. Now this is the roti I've made. Okay, so I'm going to keep it aside, keep it covered with a wet tissue or wet cloth, and that's likewise I'm going to make rest 2 of the rotis. I'm going to go over the next procedure that I'm going to show you. So I'm going to cover this first roti that I've rolled, keep it aside. Likewise I'm going to make rest of the 2 rotis and then show you the next process. So this is our third roti that I rolled, and I'm going to spread this mixture, the satha jo apan banavlela, over it. So just put maybe a teaspoon or so and spread it with your hand. कडेपर्यंत छान असा तो पसरवून घ्यायचा आहे. आणि ह्या साठ्यामुळे छान असं पापुद्रे सुटतात तुमच्या करंजीला आणि छान खुसखुशीत होतात त्या. And sprinkle some maida over it and take another roti that you roll and put it on the surface again. Like so, and spread another teaspoon of the mixture that you made, satha jo apan banavla hai, on top of it. Now this is a third roti that I put it on top of the thing, and I'm going to add that 1 teaspoon of mixture again, satha parat apan त्याला पसरवून घ्यायचं छान. Spread it with your hand. थोडासा मैदा भुरभुरावा त्याच्यावर. आणि जसं आपण सुरळीच्या वड्या कशा वळायला घेतो तसं ते मिक्सर आता आपण ह्या पोळ्या पण वळायला घ्यायच्या. आणि थोडं घट्ट घट्ट हे ठेवायचं डिस्टन्स. मेक इट टाइटली लाईक सो. असं हे रोल करून घ्यायचं आहे. सो अबाउट 12 to 13 पीसेस ह्याचे पेढे पडतील, म्हणजे रोल्स आपण काढू. सो साधारण 20-25 करंज्या तुमच्या व्हायला हरकत नाही ह्या मापाने. ओके, सो थोडंसं असं रोल करून घ्या. ह्याच्या लाट्या बनवायच्यात आपल्याला, जसं आपण पापडाच्या लाट्या बनवतो तशा. So maybe I would say inch thickness, 3/4 inch I would say. आणि ही जी साईड आहे जी पापुद्राची ती आपण अशी फ्लॅट करून मग ती लाटायला घ्यायची. मेक शुअर की अशा पाकळ्या ओपन दिसतील असं तुम्ही ट्रान्सवर्स ह्याच्यामध्ये तुम्ही त्या लाटणार आहात. You're not going to roll it this way sidewise, you're going to roll it this way so that all your papudre असे तुमचे दिसायला पाहिजेत. Layers would be exposed. Okay, that's how you want to roll them. Now cover it with your wet towel and start rolling one by one. I would make about 5 or 6 at a time. Keep your oil for heating in the meantime, and then try to do 5 at a time in a batch and then fry them. So I'm going to roll them transversely, not on the side like that, so all your layers are exposed. So papudre छान फुटतात मग त्याला. And start rolling it very gently. If you want, sprinkle some maida over it. free size to roll it. I'm going to put our stuffing. So एक हात ठेवायचा असा साइडला. Keep your one hand like that so it won't fall off the edges basically, because that's the side you're going to seal it. And this is a mixture of maida and milk that I've made to seal the sides. It's kind of paste. I used to get the kadepetichi kadi and त्याच्यावरती असा कापूस लावायची. So you have earbuds, unused earbuds that you can use, to spread this mixture, and just fold your thing over it like so. Which is sealed now. Just cut this with the katani. I specially got this spoon from India to make Shankarbaya or Karanji. You can use your pizza cutter also, not a problem at all. And keep these karanja covered under the wet cloth now. So I'm going to make 4 or 5 at a time and I'm going to fry it together. I had kept the oil for heating in the meantime, and the flame is on medium flame now, and I'm going to see if the oil is heated perfectly. Yeah, if it comes up right away, so you know that it's perfectly heated now. So I'm going to start putting my karanja, 2 or 3 at a time. I don't think there's more than that space in there. So make sure you spill the oil over it like that, so the layers will bloom. You will see the layers, separating like that. So papudre छान फुटतात मग त्याला, जे आपण असे छान पापुद्र्यांवर लाटलेले होते ते. So keep spilling the oil like that, hot oil over your karanjis like that. आणि छान असा पिंकिश रंग येईस्तोवर त्या करंज्या तळायच्या. So that way they stay nice and crispy also. खुसखुशीत होतात छान अशा. So now I'm going to slowly turn them over. थोड्याशा अशा turn करा. You can see all the layers nicely coming. Can you see them? Look at that. Now you can see they're pink in color from both the sides, and you can take them out. आणि छान पापुद्रे कसे आलेत बघा याला. Okay, so I'm going to take them out slowly. Make sure you drain the oil completely. So now they are completely fried. You can see nice pink in color, and that's how your ओल्या नारळाच्या करंज्या are. Now ओल्या नारळाच्या करंज्या are ready. The recipe is in the description box below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Heart to Palate. Happy Diwali to all of you from Heart to Palate.